Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the Volkswagen Polo. I'll start by saying you're not going to be seeing a lot of me in this video. I'm outside currently recording another one. Plus, it's not going to take two of us to weld it up. Chris is going to crack on this morning and get a lot of the welding done on this, and we are going to come back in and cut in and actually watch him do some of those spot welds with a spot welder now that we've got that all set up. So I'm not going to go on about it too much. We're just going to crack on and get it done. He was really cracking on there. I'll just watch that bit of time lapse back. But just to let you know what he did do there, he used zinc rich weld through primer underneath the welds there. Everywhere that's been ground up underneath, everywhere that's raw metal has got that zinc weld through primer on it. Then he's gone round and just spot welded, tack welded to hold everything in place. And again up there in the top where the join is. I wanted to cut in now because Chris is just about to do some spot welding with a spot welding gun, and I know quite a lot of you was looking forward to seeing that happen, so I'm actually going to stay and Chris is going to do a couple of those on camera for us, and hopefully, I mean, it will be quite bright, so you're probably not going to see lots of it. But where are you starting, mate?
Oh, just do down here, mate. Ready?
Yep.
That's it.
That's one done.
Yep.
I'll wait till you remove that. There we go. On to number two. Looks quite heavy, that, Chris.
It is.
It's very old, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is it, basically, guys. He's going to go all the way around that edge there, and then all the way along underneath the window, and then he's got 5 to do down there. But as you can see, there's 2 screws in there, so he'll do those 3 first, and then he'll be able to take those screws out and continue on. It is a shame, like places like this, you just can't get to with that, so these will all have to be plug welded. But he is moving on very fast with it, and it won't be long before we'll be able to get it off the jig. Very productive day for both of us there. Me outside all day doing another one, and Chris in here doing this. That's all of the welding and grinding all done and finished. And I do want to mention, if you was having your car done at a garage, the insurance company was repairing your car, insurance approved, this is how they would do it. It wouldn't really be any different to this. So the joining, nobody puts the whole lot in if they don't need to. All we've got to do now, we're going to move on and DA it off both sides of the welds and start the filler work. We're going to get that in there tonight. It has got quite late, but we're going to get it in there, and then it's got all night to go off. It doesn't take all night, but first thing in the morning when we come in, we can crack straight on and start knocking that filler back. starting now. Is it me or is it extra cold this morning? It seems like only a week ago I was out jet skiing in a pair of shorts and a life jacket. It's unbelievable how quickly the temperature changes. Let's get back to the yard. I've got to carry on with that van, and Chris is going to continue on with that Polo. Let's get to it. So he's been really working hard in here to try and knock this out and get as much of it as we can in one video. All the filler work is now all done on the quarter panel itself. There's a little bit of stopper in there left that he's got to rub out, and then there's a little tiny, there was a dent in the right in the very end of this quarter panel, and he's put a little bit of filler in that. In the time lapse, I did watch it back, and it was quite fast when he put the glue on there, but you can see all round the fuel cap, you see him going around there doing it, and then a bit round the arch, and obviously that bit in there. Is this door all right to push shut a little bit, Chris? We was just having a look at the side of the car, and Chris said the whole side is going to have to be painted, and he noticed, I'm just going to try and get it in shot of the, you can just about see that there. There's a little pin dent in the door, and he's going to be working on that. You've just marked it for us with a red pen, Chris. That's all we got. That's all we got. We've just whipped the bonnet off. He's going to do it down here on the stand. He's just prepping it now. He's wiped it over with some thinners because there is a few little dents and marks in that. If you remember, that is the original bonnet, and we actually saved it. So on this car, I think the majority of it is the work is actually paint work. There's quite a lot of paint work to do. It's going to be front and back bumpers and all the way down this side, but it's so nice to now see it all back as one with no damage on it at all. So Chris is going to crack on and do that bonnet. I've got to whip off around the part shop and grab something. So another hard day at the office there, and that is all ready to be primed. All masked up, all panel wiped, literally ready to go, and Chris is just preparing everything behind me. So he's going to be priming that whole quarter panel, and obviously the filler work there, and the filler work up there. We've got a little bit on the back of the arch. There is that tiny little pin dent in the door. He's done that as well. We're going to have to prime this outside, and we did decide in the end to leave it on the jig. It just made sense to do it. It's at the right height, and as you know, we are struggling at the moment for room. But it looks like we should have this one all primed up by the end of the evening, and there's quite a lot of other little bits and pieces as well. But we've got those in the booth, got the extraction running, and he's just, I'm not going to get too near them because he has just panel wiped them as well. We've got the bonnet there all repaired. The rear bumper that we got from Kent Autos, and that new front wing over there. So I'll cut back in when Chris starts priming those up. You would have seen now, I didn't hang around while Chris painted it. It doesn't take two of us, and it's no good me being in here and then needing to go out the door once he had finished it. So he cracked on as soon as I left last night and got that in primer. I know I've mentioned it before, but people do always ask. We do use high build filler primer 2K, and the black over the top is a guide coat. So we sprayed that on there after it dried. We rubbed that down, and then once you start rubbing it down, you find all the high and the low spots. So if you had like a large low spot here, or even a tiny low spot, when you actually start to flat that off, you would still see dots of that black paint inside the low spot. So that is the idea of the guide coat. But it really is nice now to see this car at this stage, all in primer, flat. We've got to flat it off and it can go to the paint shop. Also the bits in the booth, you would have seen him doing those. They're all done and they've come out lovely. It is only primer, so the perfection's got to be in the paint. The bonnet all done, and the wing as well. So we're pretty much there with it. We're going to jump up, demask it all, and then I suppose that's probably where we're going to have to leave it in this one. Just about to finish that video, and another video opportunity has come up. I'm not going to get into what that is too much, but we are in Chris's truck and it is nearly Christmas, so I'm sure you'll all have a guess. That is going to be the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it on the little Polo. Quite a lot of you have been following that build, and it has been quite a nice one to do. Getting it on the jig, getting all that panel work done, giving it a pull. It really has been quite a good series of videos. So it's now ready for the paint shop, and there's probably only going to be one more on it. So as usual, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks at Salvage Rebuilds. Like, subscribe and share. Check out the merchandise, the link is in the description, and we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.